It is hot in here. Hi there! So you've stumbled across this video for two reasons. You either own a cockatiel or you're about to own one. I'm here to help. Now, by any means, I am not a professional in any way, shape or form, but I do have quite a few years of experience up my sleeve. I've had the opportunity to own cockatiels my whole life. And when I mean whole life, I mean I've had a cockatiel in my life since I can first remember. Stop trying to eat my plant. Starting at a young age, I can remember that I had cockatiels in an aviary and they were just wild ones. And I owned two personally as pets. Sadly, they are not in my life anymore, but I brought two more, which is Emma. She is 4 years old now. She doesn't look like your typical cockatiel. She is a white-faced pierred mutation. Cockatiels can be quite moody at times, especially the females. So I own two females. I have owned males in my life. I just prefer the females. I'll get into that later about the difference between the two genders, but for now, oh. And then I'm going to introduce my other bird, Charlie. She doesn't like the camera as much. Step up. So this is Charlie. She is a here just for 2 seconds. Just there. So you can get a good look at her, kind of. She is a white-faced female with a pierred mutation slightly in the back of her neck. Did I get that right? Wait, hang on. Fun fact, I actually brought Emma and Charlie from the same pet store, and I later on found out that they are actually siblings. So, I'm going to start with the food. So I feed my two little nuggets a mixture of just original small parrot bird seed, like a small amount, and then some, oh, I don't know what they're called. They're like NutriBlend pellets. They're like little rainbow pellets. And basically it just has all the nutrition they need in the little pellet. Cockatiels in general love a good mixture of seed, fruit and veggies, but it kind of depends on your cockatiel. Obviously, they're just like us and they have favorites and they have dislikes. So you kind of just have to figure out what your bird likes. So for example, my girls are extremely fussy and they will only eat broccoli and a little bit of spinach. Won't touch anything else. I have tried them on literally every vegetable, but they just won't have a bite of it. It's fine. You have a feather in your nostril. Can I get it? Can I get it for you? I just want to scratch. So my teals, they eat in the morning when they wake up, just before they go to bed, and occasional light snacking throughout the day. But I would recommend not feeding your birds too much seed because they can get fat. In saying that, I've hardly ever seen a bird overweight, especially in my experience. It's really good to do your research as well because a lot of foods can be toxic to your little friend. For example, avocados and chocolate, obviously. I found a website called Cockatiel Cottage and they have really, really good informative information. And I will leave a link in the description so you can look for yourself. One thing to mention is cockatiels love to try foods that you are eating. Like for example, if I'm eating noodles or popcorn, Emma and Charlie are literally drawn to me and they will fight me to the death to have a corn kernel. Like, that's it. So yeah, you've just got to be really cautious because these little critters are very fast as well. And if they see a food that they like the look of, they're going to zoom and they're going to want to try some of that. But don't stress because tiny amounts of non-toxic foods are okay. You just got to make sure that they're not on the toxic list. Females have many different qualities that males don't. Vice versa. So appearance wise, you can definitely tell whether a cockatiel is a female or a male. So after they've had their first molt, which means dropping of the feathers, they have their adult pattern and you'll definitely find out if they are a male or a female. As you can kind of see, she has stripes under her tail. She also has quite some pattern on her belly. Males are quite solid in colour. In comparison, I'll put a photo of just a regular grey male here. Also, I find that females, if they're coloured and not a freak of nature like this gal here, they will have cheeks but not okay, they will have cheeks still but not as vibrant and bright as the males. Another thing to mention is, I'm not going to put Emma through this, but on their wings on the underside they have little dots. I'll put a photo here as well. After their first molt, males won't have the dots anymore. So the distinction between male and female personality wise, now that is completely different. So I've owned a male bird before, I've owned a couple actually, and they are very loud. Now females, they're pretty loud too. They beep and tweet every now and then. Emma sings as well. I wonder if I have a clip of her singing. I'll pop it here. But males distinctively sing all the time. They are known for singing, they are known for tweeting, beeping, bopping, hopping, all the movementings. Females, on the other hand, they're quite peaceful, quiet. In saying that, they are very hormonal, extremely moody. Like their mood can just, it's very pros and cons weighed out. So you should definitely look at whether you want a male or a female. So before you get a cockatiel, or you've already got one, you really need to think about your life and your surroundings as well, because they do need 2 to 4 hours of attention every day. Talk about clingy. So when I'm at work and my partner is at work, my birds are alone for most of the day. So I leave them in their cage and I leave the window open so they can hear the birds outside and they can watch the day go by. Now they've got plenty of toys in their cage and they've got each other, so they're very well occupied throughout the day when I'm gone. When I return home, I let them freely wander around my room, and I'm obviously around when they're out, so they're not going to get into too much trouble. And then they usually put themselves to sleep, or they kind of tell me they want to go back in their cage. It's hard to explain, but you'll know they're ready to go to sleep. So kind of put it into perspective. So your life is filled with so many wondrous things, and your birds and pets in general revolve their life around you, and that's something to think about. If you are a plant queen like myself, you have to take in consideration that some plants are very, very toxic to birds. And that broke my heart because I love plants and birds equally. Once again, these guys are really, really destructive and they will destroy anything in their path, whether it's toxic to them or not. They don't care. So like food, plants come with a safe toxic list as well, and I'll link that below so you can check. So it's really good to do your research on your plants if you're going to want plants where your birds are going to kind of thrive. I know that I've struggled to find some plants on the internet that I can't find whether they're safe or toxic, so I kind of just put them in the toxic area just in case, because you never know and you don't want something bad to happen to your little friend. I know for a fact that snake plants, like this guy beside me, and spider plants, which I have one in the lounge room, are completely safe for birds. But even then, if they ingest too much of the plant, it can upset their stomach and they can have really runny poos, and nobody wants that. Back at my home with my dad, I'm not living there anymore because I'm a big girl now, and I had this little bird named Ella, and unfortunately I got a succulent for my birthday and I didn't do any research on it because I didn't even think about it. And I saw her nibbling on the succulent. She didn't take much chunks out of it. They were like little nibblings. And then the next day this is going to be a little bit graphic, I'm sorry, but it's a good warning to kind of give out there. I was playing with her and she had a seizure in my hand and died. This was at least 5 years ago, so I've definitely learnt my lesson, but it breaks my heart every day, you know, like that one stupid mistake of mine. I didn't even research the plant. I got it for my birthday. I didn't even think twice of it. It killed my baby. So it's always good to be safe, no matter what. If you love a plant too much that you still want it and you have birds, buy a fake one. I've had a feather in my hair this whole time. I hope that wasn't distracting. Do you want another life-ruining fact? Do you love candles? Toxic. Candles, diffusers, incense, they're really toxic as well. The scent, the fumes, toxic. Birdies have really small respiratory systems compared to us. They can't filter through the strong scents like we can. Also, the fumes of a burning candle are extremely toxic for birds, so I would never ever recommend burning a candle in the same room as a bird. If you must burn a candle in your home, I would recommend putting the birds very far away from them. Put them in a well-ventilated area, you know, open a window, put the fan on, and just, close all your doors. Burn the candle up the other end of the home, if you must. Now, obviously, I own candles. I'm a rule breaker. I've got one up there, but I never burn it. I never open it. It's kind of just for the look. Also, another thing, I don't use perfumes or deodorants in my room. I go to the bathroom and use them. But honestly, just do your research and you will be A-okay. Cockatiels are dusty. They are very, very dusty. My partner has asthma and I found that he's not affected by it, but I know that I am because I get hay fever a lot. So I sneeze a lot. It's fine. I can deal with it. It's something to look into. Maybe consult a doctor, a vet. I don't know. Now, another fun fact, birds poop a lot. Approximately every 15 to 20 minutes, they will do a poop. So it's best to try and toilet train them, but even then, they will just poop wherever they want. There's so many videos and tips on how to toilet train your bird. I'm not going to explain it. You can do your research because it's way more funner. But I do have some tips for you if you don't have a toilet trained bird and you find that the poop is slowly making you go insane. So always have tissues handy. With the tissue, don't wipe the poop, just dab it lightly or else it can stain. I have made that mistake so many times and I'm still learning. And if you're like me and your favorite color is white, you're in trouble. Bleach and the washing machine, your best friends. If I'm feeling very organized, I also tend to keep like paper or catalogs and just kind of put them on the floor where the birds are going to be. So for example, I could line my wardrobe with them, the mirror, they love sitting on my mirror, but I never do that. I'm always cleaning up. So with cockatiels, they're very loyal. Charlie and Emma, they both love me. They hate my partner, they hate my partner's family, they hate my family, but they love me. They're very protective. Like if I've got Charlie on my shoulder and my boyfriend decides he wants a cuddle and Charlie legit screams at him, I wonder if I've got a video. I surely have a video. Anyway, it's like lunchtime, I'm starving, so I think I'm gonna end the video here. It was a lot of information for you guys to take in and I appreciate that. Also, I've just realized I've been staring at my screen and not the actual camera. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or further inquiries, I am always happy to talk about them and reply to you guys. If there's any serious topics, on the other hand, you can still ask me, but I would probably recommend going to a vet or a professional that knows a lot about cockatiels. I want you to have the best experience you possibly can with your bird. They are amazing creatures. They're actually so full of personality. You wouldn't think it. Oh my god, I could tell you a whole list of Emma's personality traits, Charlie's personality traits, what they like to do for fun, what they like to eat. Having a bird in my life, 10 out of 10. Would do it again. And if you are going out to buy a cockatiel, continue to do your research, make sure it is the one for you. They are very time consuming, but it is so worth it. I love them so much. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for sticking around and I'll see you later. So ciao for now.